What up, YouTube viewers? How's it going? Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm just sitting here hanging out, and I thought I'd go ahead and have a little talk with YouTube and you guys today. So, as most of you know, my last video was about the Kangaroo Subbox Mini, which I've had for a while now. I really enjoy using. It was a really clean piece, all black and white, clean as can be, and I've always liked that from the beginning. The only complaint I ever had is I wish I sort of had bought the black one, just because I like the black and red setup on that one a little bit better. But I was happy with what I got and didn't mind it whatsoever. So the only thing I didn't like was you had to take the top piece off of the unit itself, unscrew another piece, set that piece down, and then you had to start filling. Then you had to put this piece back on, and you had to screw it back on itself again. I was just like, man, there has to be a better way. So for a while there, I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm probably just going to buy a new box and a new tank, a new setup, and I'm going to run that and then see how it goes from there. Because I felt, man, I'm getting all these good juices and there's so many good flavors out there. I was like, I think I might sell myself short a little bit by not experimenting with a box that has higher wattage or using a drip system or something like that. And again, I'll put it in this video as well. I'm not super technical. I don't know all the vast information that a lot of these guys have on here. All I know is I like the vape, it tastes good, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I have plenty of buddies telling me, oh, try this, try this, try this, and they're all running the 200 watts. I mean, like the max you can get, or they're running temperature controlled units. And to me, it was the same thing when it went to that coil. It was like when I decided, oh man, I'm gonna need a new coil for this thing. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and then I watched the video and I'm like, man, I gotta do all this stuff? I was like, that's crazy. I went back down to the vape shop. I'm like, dude, there has to be a better way. He was like, there is. We got these pre-packaged coils. Boom, you just open up your tank and screw the coil, put a new one in, prime it, you're good to go. You're back to vaping. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, that easy. I'm like, wow. He was like, yeah, man, once I found out I didn't have to sit here and wrap the cathode like this and do this and this and squeeze it all together and clamp it down, do this, whatever, and I could just go ahead and forget that whole idea and just and then screw it back on again and I'm back to vaping. He was like, I'll admit it, that was for me. And guess what? That was for me too. So I went out the other day. I didn't buy a new box setup like I was planning on doing the whole thing. I was like, you know what, I could probably almost do the same thing with maybe a different tank itself. So I bought the Triton 2. And with the Triton 2, there isn't a whole lot of difference. One of the major differences is I unscrew this one single piece right here, and I'm filling from the top fill. I can keep it hooked up to the unit, which I thought about possibly painting this white, because that was one of the things I liked about the Kangaroo, is that doesn't look all mechanical, it looks clean, it looks white, it looks simple, it looks clean, it's just not all mechanical and like metal looking to me. I mean, that's just not a good look, my opinion. But for convenience factor, I was like, boom, heck yeah, that's nice for sure. And then on top of it, instead of buying a different unit to go ahead and bump my wattage up, I'm checking out different coil, and this is the Clapton coil. And you can usually tell, I think, now by the Clapton's coil videos that I've seen with the yellow grommets in there. And there's much more that goes into it. For instance, if you don't know anything about coils like I didn't, a single coil, or like your typical coil would be, let's just imagine this is a bar and you take your single piece of cathode and you wrap it around. And then, boom, you take the bar out. Well, there's your coil. It looks like a spring, just a little spring. Well, the Clapton coil is, you would take that wire like that, wrap it around a shit ton of times, just wrap, and then you pull that wire out, and now that big, long, slinky coil that you have now, you wrap that into your 5 wrap or how many ever wrap coil you want, and then you put it under your leads, and there you go. If you can imagine the heat and the vapor and the flavor and everything you're going to get off of there, it's just like, boom. This guy right here, Mr. Smalls, he's the one who thought of it, so that's why I'm wearing this shirt. You're killing me, Smalls, because you killed it with this one and this tank. If there's one gripe I have about it, is those skinny little slot air holes. But, I mean, I run wide open. I like straight long hits. And let's take a rip off this puppy. I run this at 41 watts. It says run between 40 and 45. I'm pretty sure I could run it at 50. It'd be fine. But I've been typically running at 31 on my sub tank or sub box mini, sub mini, whatever. That tank I've been running 31 on a 0.5 coil. This is a 0.5 Clapton coil, so I'm running 41. Let's check it out. For flavor, woo, you get it all the way back, you get it all the way out too. It's just flavor beyond flavor. And I'm gonna throw a quick shout out real quick. Hold on one second. I was in a different city. I had to try out a new vape shop, and this guy right here, Dragonscape. It's made by the company Enjoy, like the letter N, Joy. And this right here, whew, I don't even have any other way to say it, because I've tried several different types of juices so far, which I'm not big into buying online because I want to try them first before I buy them. That's just me. So until I find one that I actually like and I'm going to stick with it, then I'll go on to online and go from there. But otherwise, I'm paying, you know, too much. And for this here, this is $25 a bottle. I don't know if it's because it's the Enjoy Artisan Collection, if that's going to be the price I'm going to find flat across the board. But this, whew, man, it is so good. And again, I don't care about cloud production or any of that stuff. I mean, I just want to taste it and enjoy it, and that's what I used to get off of a cigarette. I used to smoke menthols. Not no more. Fuck those. Never going back to that nasty habit again. But yes, with this Triton tank, I've had to fill it already. It's pretty small. It doesn't hold a whole lot of juice in there, as you can see. You see mainly that cylinder inside there, and I don't know why that is. I don't really like it. I mean, I'm going to be feeling a lot more than I'm sort of just chilling, if that makes sense. And that's because there's so much flavor, I just want to vape another hit. Oh man, that taste is insane. There goes your whiteout condition for you there. Whew, man, that's so good. And again, that's what I thought to myself too when I bought this. I was like, I think I'm about ready for a different box. I call these tanks boxes, or this tank I guess is the box. So I looked at different boxes and I'm like, man, there's so many I like that none that can really be sold on yet. I don't want to really run the wattage or the temperature control. I like to dumb it down. I like to keep it simple. I like to press the button and run the wattage because that's what I know, and buy my same ohm coils, and I'm comfortable with that. That works for me. Might not work for everybody. Maybe some people like it for other different reasons, and maybe again, maybe I'm selling myself a little bit short. Who knows? I mean, this is my first step here, and I think after running this, and you have to run it so high, I might end up buying a different box where I can have two batteries, because if I'm going to run 41 watts, I'm pretty sure it's going to be down on the battery real quick. But again, shout out to Aspire, Triton 2. Still love my Subbox Mini. And I don't like the color of it, but this tank kicks ass. And I guess one thing I've always disliked somewhat is these metal tips. And I disliked them just because, based on a lone chip in my tooth or something like that, you know, it hasn't happened yet. But the possibility of it. And with these ceramic ones that come with the Kangertech setup, pretty damn slick. And I don't know if it affects the taste at all, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to miss that texture. This has a little bit of a texture. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm scratching it. Has a little bit of texture on there. I like that. This is really smooth. I could just really see this just slipping in and chipping a tooth, man. And that's just me, I guess, being, you know, a little bit paranoid maybe. Who knows? But highly suggest Clapton coils, And who knows, maybe I'll throw some Clapton coils in that tank here before too long. I haven't switched out that coil yet because I haven't needed to. But check out this tank, Triton 2, and with a Clapton coil. Whew, I'm telling you, it'd probably be well worth it. And enjoy the rest of your day.